Hello and welcome back, or welcome if you've never been here before. I'm super excited about this pattern. I've been wanting to get this video made for about a month and a half, but life kind of happened. So I found these as I was perusing Hobby Lobby. Man, I can lose hours in that store just looking at all the craft supplies, but I found these adorable. They marketed them for filling with sand, but they're ornaments, and I knew I had to do something with them. So I promptly bought a pack, brought them home, and started crocheting around them. And I gotta tell you, these turned out so cute, and I strung a bunch together and hung them up in my office for my day job. And they get so many comments. So these are really, really fun to make. You can just use them as regular ornaments too. They can hang right from the tree if you put a hook on it or some ribbon or whatever. I bought mine at Hobby Lobby. They were very economical at Hobby Lobby. A pack of 12 was on sale for 50% off. And I think it was $8.99 regular price, so it was $4.50 on sale for 12 bulbs. I did find the exact same bulbs on Amazon. They're not as good of a price. I'll put that link down below for you. But if you have a Hobby Lobby at your disposal, they are a little cheaper there. So, but they're a 3.4-inch long bulb. So that's what you're gonna look for. And again, I'll put the link down below so that you can see them. But the entire pattern is single crochet. There's increasing and decreasing, but the only stitch that's used is single crochet. I, for these, used Stylecraft Special DK because I have a very large inventory of that. That is a DK weight yarn, which is a 3. So it's considered a lightweight yarn. I have found some better ways to do this though, in my opinion. Brand Mandala is a color changing yarn. And if you deconstruct this cake and unwind each color and ball it up by itself, so you have balls of blue, green, purple, pink, orange, yellow, and then we're back to green, maybe a little bit of blue in there too. You can get all of the colors in this you can use to make your ornaments too. And these are really economical for a cake. There's a ton of yardage on here, 590 yards. So you could get just a ton of light bulbs out of this. Each light bulb uses approximately 5 grams of yarn. And this is an 150 gram cake. So you just get a ton out of that. I also am so intrigued, and this is what we're gonna use today. I have not used this yet, but I walked by these and I thought, oh my goodness, how perfect is that? Really, 8 different colors, great colors for lights. The pack was $7.99 regular price at Joann, $7.99 or $8.99, one of the two. But then of course, Joann always has 40% off coupon. So it ended up being under $6 by the time I got out the door. So it was awesome. And I'm really excited to see how these work up today. I love the colors and they're perfect weight. They're also a 3, so a lightweight DK. And I think these are just going to work really, really great. So using a 3mm hook today, pair of scissors, and a yarn needle. So those are the things that you need, as well as the light bulbs. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, I have my Lion Brand Bonbon all unwrapped. I've got my ornament, so I'm ready to go. These are the cutest little skeins of yarn, seriously. This is just like, I mean, look at it, it's a baby. I normally pull from the center, but because this is so small, I was really worried I would make a mess out of it. So I just took the label off and we're gonna go ahead and unravel it from the outside. So again, 3mm hook. I'm gonna take the cap off the ornament because I'm not going to want it on while I crochet around the neck of it, which we'll get to in the end. We're gonna start down here at the bottom and we're gonna start with a magic circle. So If you're not familiar with a magic circle, I can show you how I make mine. I go around my finger one complete revolution and then hold on to the yarn tail with my thumb and middle finger. I go under the tail, up, and I grab the yarn, bring it through, and then chain one. Maybe, come on. Got it a little too tight. There we go. All right, so that's how I start a magic circle. There are a few different ways. If you have something else that you like better, by all means, use whatever works for you. Now we are gonna do 8 single crochets in that magic circle. So we will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, we're gonna tighten that. Not all the way yet. Don't completely pull it yet, but just kind of snug it up. The reason is because if you pull it on this first row, it tends to take this stitch and kind of absorb it into the middle. So I want to wait to do that before we get another row or two on. All right, after our 8 single crochets in the magic circle, we're going to continue working in the round. We're not going to slip stitch and start a new row. We're just going to keep going, like this is the next stitch that we're working in. And we're going to go with 2 single crochets for an increase in that first stitch. And then we're going to single crochet in the next 3 stitches. And then we're going to repeat that one time around. So our first stitch is an increase. It is 2 single crochets. And then we are single crocheting in the next 3 stitches. And then we're going to repeat that one time. So we have another increase stitch, 2 single crochets, and then 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So that should start to fold in pretty quick because you're not increasing very much. So it's not going to stay flat. It's going to start to bowl. And that's what it's supposed to do because this is the tip of our bulb. Our bulb is going to be going like this inside of it. I'm going to do one more row before I tighten that tail completely. So our next row is an increase row also, but we're going to increase in a different spot. So instead of increasing in the same stitch every time so that you get the corner as you're doing that, and if you've ever increased in the round, I think you probably know what I'm talking about. If we increase in a different spot every time, it keeps the edge more even instead of having peaks in it where the increases are. So we're going to single crochet in the first 2 stitches, and then we're going to place 2 single crochets in the 3rd stitch. And then we're going to single crochet in the next 2 stitches. And then we're going to repeat that one time. So single crochet in the next 2 stitches, then our increase, so 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and then our final 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches. So we're increasing our stitch count every row by 2 right now. We started with 8, our first row was 10, and now we should have 12 stitches around because we're adding 2 stitches each time right now. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull that tail closed. Always be careful doing that. You don't want to rip that tail and have to start over again. All right, so now we're back to the increase in the very first stitch. So we're going to do 2 single crochets for our increase in the first stitch, and then we're going to do a single crochet in the next 5 stitches. 2, 3, 4. It looks like I only did 4 for whatever reason. All right, now we're going to increase again. So 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and then 5 single crochets over the next 5 stitches. Okay, so now we are at 14 stitches in that row, and you should be getting a nice little cup now as we build up along the bottom half of the bulb. Our next row, we're going to increase in the middle again instead of at the beginning. So it will be a single crochet in 3 stitches, then your increase, then single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and now our increase. 1, 2, and now our last 3. 1, 2, 3. And we will repeat that 1 time. One, 2, 3, and our increase. 1, 2 in the same stitch, and then our last 3. 1, 2, 3. We added 2 more stitches, so we are at a 16 count now. And let's see how this is snugging in here. Oh, it's going to be perfect. These bonbons are so fun. I'm so excited about this. Pretty colors too. Okay. Our next one, we're going to increase in the beginning stitch again, and then we will have single crochet in the following 7 stitches. So we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, we'll repeat that 1 time. So our increase will be 2 single crochets in the first stitch, and then a single crochet in the next 7 stitches. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I will put these instructions down below too for you. All right. So now we have 18, 2 counts of 9. Our next round is going to be single crochet in the first 4 stitches, then our increase stitch, and then single crochet in the last 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now our increase, 1, 2, and our last 4 are all single crochet. And we're going to repeat this 1 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and our increase stitch, 2 single crochets. Oh, caught something there. I think I'm catching the tail. Yep, sure am. And single crochet in the final 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3. 4. All right, you should have a pretty good sized tapered bowl hanging out now. And we've got the beginnings of a bulb. All right, we have 20 stitches on now. We are going to increase, carry on increasing all the way up to 26, And then we have a few rows where we're just going to do single crochet all the way around. So the next row, we're back to the beginning. So we're we're increasing in the first stitch. So 2 single crochets in that first stitch, and then single crochet, 1 single crochet in the next 9 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we're going to repeat that 1 time. So our increase stitch first, 2 single crochets in that, and 1 single crochet in the next 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, that gives us 22. So now we are going to single crochet in the first 5 stitches and then do our increase and then single crochet in the last 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we'll increase. So 2 single crochets in the next stitch. And now we'll do our final 5 single crochets in our final 5 stitches. And then we will repeat that 1 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our increase stitch, 1, 2, and single crochet in the last 5. All right, that brings us to 24. We've got 1 more increase row, and then we're going to single crochet around for 3 rounds. And I'll show you a nice easy trick that I love to keep track of that. I'm sure you probably have something too, but. All right, our last one is an increase in the first stitch and then 11 single crochets in the following 11 stitches. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and I'm sure you guessed it, we're going to repeat that 1 time. Increase in the first stitch, 1, 2, and 11 single crochets over 11 stitches. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, so that gives us a stitch count of 26. And let's just make sure we're still looking good here. Yup, it's looking perfect. Awesome. Okay, so now we are going to, for 3 rounds, so 3 rounds of 26, we're just going to single crochet in every stitch, no increasing. And I like to, you can certainly use a stitch marker, you can count, you can do whatever works for you. I like to take the tail and tuck it up against my first stitch to mark my first stitch and then start crocheting. And that is now going to stick out right in front of the first stitch of the first round. So now I can kind of like almost not even count or pay attention or watch Netflix or whatever. And once I get to 3 rounds, it'll be very easy to see because my tail is right there. So go ahead and do your 3 rounds of 26, and I will see you back here when they are all done. All right, we got our 3 rows of 26 done, single crochet in each stitch around. This is where my tail is coming out, so this is my first stitch right here. And they always, single crochet is done in both loops, always lag to the right just a little bit. If you're a right-handed crocheter, they lag to the left if you're a left-handed. So 1, 2, 3, that's the beginning of my 3rd row. So that makes that my last stitch. So now I know my 3 rows are done. We are going to have 1 more row of increase here, and then we're going to begin the decrease process because we have to come back up to the neck of the bulb. So we're going to have some decreasing to do. Still fitting great. Looks exactly as it should. Nice and snug around that ornament. All right, and I'm going to leave that there just for now, just because then I know what the beginning of my round is. But we'll pull it back through and kind of tuck it inside before we finish up and secure the crochet onto the ornament. So our last row that we increased down here below our 3 rows of 26 was an increase in the first stitch. Now we did 3 rows, so it doesn't really matter, but I decided to stay consistent and we're going to increase in the middle of this last one. So we will have single crochet in the first 6 stitches. 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we are going to have our increase stitch. 1, 2 single crochets in the same stitch. And then we're going to have single crochet in the next 6 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to repeat that 1 time. So single crochet in 6 stitches. 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to increase, so 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and then we're going to single crochet in the last 6 stitches. 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we have 1 row, just like the rows of 26, 1 row of single crochet in each stitch around. So again, the tail is still here, so I can see my line of stitches. So if I want to go ahead and not count, I'll still know where to stop. And that's kind of why I leave the tail in there, but we'll go ahead and do these 28 single crochets, just 1 in each stitch around, and then we will begin decreasing. I'm really loving the way that these bonbons are working out, and the colors are so pretty. They have like, I think 3 packs of colors, but this this one, the Brights, I believe it's called, is just like perfect for Christmas lights. So I'm hoping we're gonna weigh we're gonna weigh what's left at the end, and I'm really hoping that we can get 2 out of each bonbon, because that would give you, for a little pack of bonbons, that would give you 16 ornaments, which is a pretty good value. It's a lot of different colors for not a lot of money, which is great. I love a deal. So all right, we're getting close here. So I have 2 stitches left. All right, now we begin our descent. Since we are now decreasing, we're going to put the bulb in, because as we decrease, it's going to get tighter. So I found it easiest and friendliest on the stitches, so you're not stretching some of the stitches trying to insert it after we've started decreasing. But look at that, I left my tail out. That's no good. Let's get that back in, and I just tuck it in. You're never gonna see it. You can secure it if you'd like, but I've just been tucking them in, and they've been great. So, all right, so our first round, we're gonna decrease 4. We have to decrease relatively fast here because it gets smaller a whole lot faster than it got bigger. So we're gonna decrease 4, and what we're gonna do for this next row is a single crochet 2 together, and then single crochet in the next 5 stitches, and we're gonna do that 4 times. So we're gonna decrease from 28 stitches to 24 stitches. So we have a single crochet 2 together, and then we have single crochet in the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this can feel a little wonky until you get used to crocheting around something, but you'll get the hang of it. All right, so that was 1. We have a 4 times repeat, so we're going to repeat that 3 more times. Single crochet 2 together, and single crochet in the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so now we've got 2 done, 2 more repeats. Single crochet 2 together, and single crochet in the next 5. 4 and 5. And the last repeat. 1, 2, nope, I'm sorry, I wasn't counting that right. Single crochet 2 together, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so that is decrease round number 1. All right. Some yarn out here. Okay. All right, this next round we're going to decrease by 6. So we're going to have 6 repeats, not 4. And we're going to do a single crochet 2 together, single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So we're going to get a lot smaller this round. A good way to count this out, well, a good way is to use a stitch marker in this first stitch, but how I kind of grew accustomed to counting this out, because I find moving stitch markers a little cumbersome, is since it's a repeat of 6, or a 6 times repeat, and there's technically 3 stitches to each, I count to 18, knowing that every 3rd stitch is a single crochet 2 together. And I'll kind of show you what that looks like here. I'll count it out like that, but you can always use a stitch marker to mark the last stitch of the row or the first stitch of the row, whichever you prefer. And that would alleviate you worrying about having to count. So it's really personal preference, but I'll show you how I do mine. So the first stitch is going to be a single crochet 2 together, and then I have 2 single crochets, and then I repeat 5 times. So it's 6 times total. I'll repeat 5 times after this first round. So that single crochet 2 together is stitch number 1. And then I have 2 and 3. Now I'm going to repeat. 4 is a single crochet 2 together. 5, and 6. 7 is a single crochet 2 together. 8 and 9. 10 is a single crochet 2 together. 11, 12. 13 is a single crochet 2 together. 14, 15, 16 is our last single crochet 2 together. 17, 18. So that gets us down to 18, and we're coming in nice here. It's nice and snug around the top of the ornament. So this is what we should be looking like now. Our next round is also a 6 decrease. So we're going to go from 18 stitches to 12, and we're going to have single crochet 2 together, single crochet, and 1 stitch. And that's going to be the pattern 6 times around, which gets us down to 12. And I'm going to count that out the same way, but please use a stitch marker if that's easier for you. So we have our single crochet 2 together is our first stitch, and that's 2. 3 is our single crochet 2 together. 4. 5 is our single crochet 2 together. 6. 7 is our single crochet 2 together. 8. 9 is our single crochet 2 together. As you get less room here, it gets a little more interesting. 10. 11 is our single crochet 2 together, our last one. And 12. We are very close now. This last row can be very awkward, and you may not even need to do the entire last row. I find it depends on my tension, it depends on the yarn, it, you know, could be the day. I mean, there's no telling. Sometimes it's there's a little more room left, and sometimes there's not. Even when I'm using the same brand yarn, it's kind of funny. But this last row is the same as the previous. It's a single crochet 2 together, single crochet, and we're going to do it 4 times around, which will give us a final stitch count in the row of 8. But if you don't have room to do all 8 of those stitches, don't worry about it. Just stop when you get nice and snug up to the neck and move on to the slip stitch, which I will show you when I get close. So we have single crochet 2 together for stitch number 1, single crochet for stitch number 2, single crochet 2 together for stitch number 3, single crochet for stitch number 4, single crochet single crochet 2 together for stitch number 5, and I might even call it right there because this is getting a little tight for me. I don't even think I need that last one. So I only ended up doing 4 on this one. Sometimes I need 4, sometimes I need 6, sometimes I need 8, but that's nice and tight up to the neck. So I'm just gonna go ahead and call it. If you need to do all 8 of them, please finish all 8 of them. And again, it's just a single crochet, 2 together, and then a single crochet. So once you get nice and tight and you're happy with how it has come together at the top, we're going to slip stitch to the next stitch. And we're going to take maybe 4 inches. We're going to cut that yarn and pull it through. Pull it nice and tight and thread that yarn right onto our yarn needle. And I'm just going to tuck it down a few rows. Make sure that's all nice and tight right around the neck. Looks good. And then kind of weave it into a few stitches down here. And we're going to call that finito. Trim off that end. And we'll go ahead and put the cap on. And there you have it. A complete crocheted light bulb. They're so cute. They're so fun. So use them as ornaments, string them as garland. I string them with some twine. I just take some natural colored twine and tie it right around this. And the weight of the light bulb with the yarn on it is enough to straighten the twine right out. That's what I did for my office, and it looks great. Let's, real quick, before I let you go, weigh this remaining yarn. I'm so interested to see if we can get 2 light bulbs out of this. Remember, this was 10 grams when we started. Yes. All right, cool. So it looks like we can get 2 ornaments out of each one of these little balls. That will, of course, you know, depend from person to person, but the fact that we have more than half left really gives me a lot of confidence that it's possible. So, yeah, that's it, you guys. I'm so excited about these. I hope you have a great time making them. Again, I'll put the pattern down below, and I will also link to the Amazon bulbs down below. I find the Hobby Lobby website to be a little, I don't think you can really count on it for things that are in stock, because my Hobby Lobby has 40 packages of these on the shelf, and their online website says that they're out of stock. So I would go to the store there if you have one available to you. If not, the ones on Amazon are identical. So thank you so much for crocheting with me today, and I welcome any feedback, and I hope you have a lot of fun with this. See you next time.